Hi there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, June 2nd, and I'm here live with you. If you're there with me, please let me know. And if you can let me know how the sound is, that would be great. Because last time my sound was muted for a little while. Anyways, I am here with you, and I'm excited to do a new project with you. It's been a few weeks because I've been on vacation and I am got a project ready to go. I'm still not quite time adjusted, so I'm feeling a little dippy, but we'll get through it. If you are brand new here and you've never joined me before, my name is Jen. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is my 20th year as a demonstrator as of May, and I do all sorts of things, including going live every Friday, and happy to show you a new project. I see Nicole is there, and she can hear me just fine. Thanks so much, Nicole, for that. I really appreciate that. And she says, welcome back. Thanks. I'm here. I'm sort of on this time schedule. I didn't have a nap yesterday, so that's something. Nicole said she missed me. Oh, that's very sweet, Nicole. Okay, so when we were last together, I made this pretty card, and that was on May 12th. So what I do every time I make a card is I do a draw for it. So all you have to do to get in on the draw, now this one's already finished because you had to comment, like, or share the video that I did when I made this card, and then you get in on my draw. So to get in on today's draw for what I'm going to make today, all you have to do is comment, like, and share, and then you're automatically in. So let me share my screen. And here I've got all the names in of people who commented, liked, and shared. So here we go. As long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can win. So Anna McCurdy, Anna, obviously you're Canadian because you're saying hi from Alberta. So as long as you're not a demonstrator, you win this card. So I'll be in touch, Anna, to check that out and let you know. And of course, if that doesn't apply, then I'll redraw for this card. So let me just come back here to here, and let's see. Kathy says welcome back. Nancy says hello. Mary Lynn says hello, hello. And Nancy, did I miss somebody? Nicole. Okay, fantastic. So I am going to pop right over to the craft table. That's where I want to be, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. So let me just move this card aside. So Joyce, Nancy says, glad you're back. Thanks so much, Nancy. So the first thing I want to, oh, yeah, here. I did have a plan here. I just want to make sure that you know about the Designer Series paper sale. So I sent out a newsletter already this week, and if you're not on my newsletter list, all you have to do is go to my website, stampwithjen.com. I'll put a link here, and you can get signed up for that free newsletter. Now, I had already set up the newsletter before I left. So, and I had it scheduled, so I didn't get a chance to get this information in there, but it's on my website now, and there is 15% off pretty much most of the Designer Series papers in the annual catalog. So there's a little flyer here, and I'll make sure that you've got a link to it, as well as a link to the information about it. So that being said, these solid paper packs of the color families are not on that special, and that is actually what I'm using today. So I'm using, I'm just going to pull this out here, the Brights package. I've actually got two of them here because I just love all these colors. So they look like, when you get the solid, and I mean solid, I mean a color family. So you get, there's this pattern, and then on the back is the hearts, and then there's the stripes and the polka dots. And you get some of each color and each of those patterns from a color family. So that's all the pretty Brights. Nice and fun for summer right now. So let me put those aside. But all the other papers are 15% off, so they're pretty awesome. Okay, so my inspiration for the card today is this, which was on my This and That yesterday, and I'll put a link into that as well so you know. So I asked you, every Thursday I ask, what kind of product do you prefer? And yesterday was ribbons. So I had the red and crumb cake, which I meant to pull and I did not. And then this set here, which is a set of 3, and it's Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, and Azure Afternoon. And it's super pretty ribbon. I think actually this might have been the one that got the highest score, although they were really close. It's got a bit of a silver thread in it, and it's like a satiny, so it's kind of shiny. It's very pretty. I'm going to show you where it is in this catalog. This is the catalog that it comes from, the current annual catalog. And of course, if you don't have one of these, please comment below and let me know so that I can get you one. I'm happy to send you one as long as you aren't currently working with another demonstrator. So let's just pop here to the accessories. And it's here on page 143. So those 3 ribbons, they're 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch sheer ribbon combo pack, $17. You get 3 spools, 5 yards of each, which is like 15 feet of each of those ribbons. So Azure, Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. Okay, so that's my inspiration for today. Let me just put those guys aside. And the stamp set that I'm going to use is, Nicole says she picked that. Nan says no catalog. Okay, Nan, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to make sure we fix that, okay? Because I have sent out catalogs, obviously, before I left, and following up with those as well. So the stamp set I'm going to use is this one. It's called By My Side. It's not a new stamp set, but it is one that is continuing. That means it was in the last catalog and is in the current catalog too. It's these cute little characters and then some really nice little sayings. And so I'm going to use this. And I've got here, I've used these dies and my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I have pre-cut these just to make it easier. These are called the Duckled Rectangle dies. So they're just rectangles, but they got this little bit of, here I've got a pink one too, Bubble Bath. They've got this little bit of a sort of almost a rough edge on them, and they're just kind of pretty. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, so I've got the stamp here, one of the stamps from there, and I'm going to use my Memento ink. And I'm going to ink this up. And if you're asking questions, I will just have a look in a second. And I'm going to stamp this little girl here on my rectangle. Oops, I see I'm down a bit low. Hold on, I'll move that up. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp one of the sayings. It says, "Thank you for being part of my life." Ta-da! So cute, cute, cute. So that's with the Memento ink because I'm going to be coloring with blends markers, and you need that ink so that it doesn't bleed. Okay. Okay. So I've got a bunch of the markers here. I'm going to pull them all aside. And while I'm just giving that a second to dry, I have cut a Bubble Bath, one of these a little bit bigger. And I've cut a piece of Lemon Lolly. This is one of the new colors in the catalog, and I like it. It's a really soft, light yellow, a little different than the So Saffron, which had an orangey kind of tone to it. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, which is just a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock cut in half, and that'll be my card base. And I'm going to stick this pink Bubble Bath paper down here first. I'm just going to put it on a bit of an angle. Oops, I got a little bit of dirt there, but it's okay. It'll cover up. Okay, and then I have a piece of that Designer Series paper that I told you about. So I've just cut a strip. So this is just 1/2 inch. This is how I like to use my Designer Series paper sometimes. Just a little piece of it. It's all you need to make it, to give the effect of the Designer Series paper without using a ton of it. And I'm just going to put it down here. Now it's a 6-inch paper, so it's a little bit long, so I just need to trim it. So you can see there, so I've just got my paper snip scissors and I'm going to trim. Okay, so that's the start of my card there. And this piece is going to go on here. It's a really simple layout, but we're going to do some coloring, which makes it fun. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Azure Afternoon. So I've got both the light and the dark blends, and I'm going to start with the light one and the brush tip, and I'm just going to color her shirt, and I'll hold it up here in a second so you can see. Just with the brush tip and just lightly, you want to go just inside the line so it doesn't bleed out. So there it is there. And then I'm going to go ahead with the dark tip, and I'm going to just add a little highlight around the neck, the sides, the arm, the bottom, just where there might be a bit of shadow. It's very subtle. Oops, let me get that in the right spot. Hold on. There we go. You can probably just see a tiny bit of shadow. It's a very small space, so it's really hard to do a lot of shadowing in that space. So here is the bubble bath. Such a pretty color. That was on the card from the week that the last week that I did this on May 12th. So I'm going to color her little skirt with bubble bath. There it is. And then I'm going to go in with the dark, and just where those lines are, where the creases or ruffles would be, I'm going to add some of that, as well as along the bottom, some of the dark color, and the waist and the sides. Again, I'll hold it up, very subtle, but just gives it a little bit of dimension. Okay, now we are going to color the butterfly. So same idea. I'm going to take the light lemon lolly and color the butterfly. I didn't actually intend on using all these colors together, but then I decided they're actually really pretty together. So I thought, okay, we'll use them all. So I just colored the inside of the butterfly with the darker lemon lolly. Okay, so now I've got here the ivory. So there's a bunch of neutral colors for skin tones or hair or whatever you want, and that you can use to make whatever skin tone you want. So I'm going to do ivory. This is probably a shade darker than my skin tone because I'm pretty pale, but it's a good one to start with here. So I'm going to color her little legs and her hand, and then I'm going to take my dark bubble bath. This is just giving a bit of a shadow, and I'm going to do her a nice bright pink cheek. Just have a look at that for a second. So, but I want to blend it a little bit, so I'm going to again come in with my ivory and just blend it just a little bit so that it's not quite as noticeable. It'll fade as it dries too. So cute. Nancy says this is such a cute stamp set. It really is a cute stamp set. Like, I'm dying to use the little boy and the little dog, but I thought this girl was pretty cute. Okay, so now I'm going to do some hair. So I'm going to use some of the neutrals. So this is the SU 500 color is what it is. She's got these nice curly locks here, so I'm going to color all around here, and I'll hold it up again in a second. And while I'm coloring, tell me what you're up to this weekend. It looks like it's going to be a hot one here in Kingston, possibly even thunder showers, but his summer is definitely here. I, of course, have missed out on doing flowers being away, so I'm going to try and get to some flowers and stuff this weekend. So there's her cute little hair. So I've got a darker Stampin' Up marker. This is Stampin' Up 100, and I'm going to just add in some little dark areas here. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see. Just added a few dark things, but just so it doesn't look like I just threw marker on there, I'm going to just go back over those and blend them so it looks like she's got some natural little highlights in there. So you could have fun creating all sorts of different colors of hair. So how cute is that? So cute. Okay, so now she looks like she's walking on air, so we need to fix that. So I've got here the same marker I use for her hair, and I'm just going to put a little bit of ground underneath here. So see that there? But I don't want it to be really harsh, so I'm going to take my color lifter, and I'm just going to blend it out. I'm actually going to use the bullet tip so I can go quite hard. Just going to blend that out a little bit, so it's just a bit of a shadow as to where where her leg is there. And I see her legs aren't very dark, so let me just add in some ivory again. She's got bare feet. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? So cute. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple other things here. I am going to add some ribbon. So I want to mark that. So I've just marked lightly with a pencil. And I've got this punch here. Trio something. It's in the, it says mini catalog because it was in the mini catalog, but now it's in the annual catalog. And it's got these 3 different corners you can use, but also this hole punch. So I'm going to slide this in here, and that mark is there just to kind of guide me, and it's up too high. Isn't that nice? So I'm just going to go a little bit lower here, but I just don't want it to be off center. That's the only reason I've got that mark there. So now You won't be able to see it, but I can see it through there. And I've put this in all the way. It's called bottoming it out, but at least I have it in the right area. And then I'm going to push. Okay, now not ideally, you'd probably push like that. Okay, now I've got a little hole there. And I think I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to just, let's see if I can get this showing in here. So you can see the hole is there, and I've got it over just a little bit, just to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now it's a little bit bigger, and I do have the pencil mark there, so I can take like a white eraser and just erase that away. Plus it won't show anyways once I get the ribbons in there, which is what this is for. Okay, so there's a nice little hole. This punch, let me just look it up here. Let's see, it is, here it is. It's called the Very Best Trio Punch. It's on page 149. You can see here that it does, can slice off a corner or can make a fancy corner. So it's kind of a fun little punch. Okay, what else do I want to do here? Oh yeah, I want to put my ribbons in. Oh, but let's do something fun first. Or do I want to do the ribbons first? I'll do the ribbons first. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 ribbons, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to cut them. Now, when you have ribbons, you want to keep a pair of scissors just for ribbons, because then it keeps them nice and sharp. So I've got 3 here, and I'm going to just thread all 3 of them through here, like so. I could have done them one at a time. That might have been easier. Okay, but then I want to, I'm going to add some glue dots. And I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool. Let's just get all these blends markers out of the way here. If you watched my video while I was away on my craft space, you'll see that the space I work in here is very tiny. Right next to me here, right in this area, is my little carousel with all my products in it to do all this stuff. So there really isn't a whole lot of arm room. So often you'll hear me say that. I don't know why I grabbed it like that. Like I said, I'm not quite awake yet. Well, I'm awake. I've been awake, but my brain is still, I don't know how long it takes. How long does it take people to get rid of jet lag? It was only 6 hours difference, but still it seems to be taking a little while. So I've got a couple of blue dots here, and I'm going to just roll that ribbon down like this. The blue, it doesn't matter what order they're in. They're just, all the colors are represented. Okay, and I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to do the same thing on the back. Grab a couple of glue dots and just place them down here. The ribbon already has a mind of its own. Okay, so that one wants to go down like that, so I'm going to put it down like that. Here we go. I'm going to hold this up for a second just in case you can't see what I'm doing. Let me just get that in focus. So I've just put a glue dot right there, and then I'm just going to use that to hold that ribbon on like that. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. Once your glue dots get all used up, you just rip that off there. And there's one more pink one. And there we go. Okay, so let me flip this over. So you can see I've got this pretty little ribbon thing, which I'll trim up here once I've got this on the card. And I'm going to grab some dimensionals, because we always like to have things puffy here. I'm just going to add some of these. And you can see the coloring through this. That's what you want, actually, because you want to make sure the paper is saturated. And if you are coloring with blends, you really do need to have a piece of scrap paper or something underneath so it doesn't bleed through. Now, I think I said this last time I was here, that I saw one of my team members, Moira, if you're watching, do this to get all the dimensional backs off. And I thought, how fast and clever is that? And it's kind of working. Hers was much smoother, but I'm just sort of picking them off. Perfect. Okay, so I've got this one crooked. I'm going to put this one straight. And just like this, Really cute and simple little card. I am not done though. First, I'm going to trim these ribbons. I can trim them however I want, however long I want, but I am trimming them on an angle just so that they look nicer, and then they tend to fray less. So there we go. How cute is that? Okay, got all the 3 colors in there, all 3 colors represented in the paper, the ribbons, and the coloring. I'm going to do one more thing. I originally wanted to give her a little ribbon skirt, but the skirt was just a little bit too small. So I did something else instead. So I've got here, this is Stampin' Up's Tear and Tape, and it's called that because you literally lay it on and you can tear it off. So I'm going to trim it first. I'm going to just trim it on an angle. I'm going to put it right on her skirt. And I'm going to trim this. Okay, and then you want to give it a really good seal. And then you can peel it off. So I'm going to just use this to peel it, the backing off. So that's double-sided tape. Now it's gone a little bit over the skirt. So I'm just going to use my nail to kind of scrape it up so it's just on the skirt. Okay, I have a reason for doing what I'm doing here. I've got here the loose silver sequins. These are new in the catalog. Wait till you see them. And Yvonne says, that's a great card. Love the idea of the ribbon through the paper. I know, isn't it pretty? And it's simple. You don't have to know how to tie a bow. Okay, hopefully I'm not going to spill these. Look at how pretty these are. They're so pretty. They say silver, but they're kind of white with an iridescent shimmer to them. So I'm going to dump them out. Just a few. And what I want is the little sequins. So I'm going to sort of shove them over to the side here and just get the little tiny ones. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't accidentally knock it. So I'm just looking for the little ones, and I'm just going to shove them off and capture them in this little container. So I'm just going to do here now any resemblance to drug paraphernalia here is purely coincidental. I'm cutting my sequins. So I just want the little ones. I'm just scraping them over here. Oops, that one went right on the floor. Here's another one. I could pick them up with my end of my Take-A-Pick tool, but that might take a while because I need a few of them. So I do feel a little bit like I'm doing something wrong here. Or am I just tired? So I just need a few more here. I'm going to dump a few more out here. Oops, that's more than a few. It's okay, we'll capture them all. Here's a few more little ones. There seems to be medium, large, and small. So I'm going to just get a small. Okay, so let's see if that's enough. I will save all these, don't worry. And then I'm going to dump them right on top of the little skirt here, and I'm going to push them in with my fingers. So the idea was that I wanted kind of like a little flouncy, shimmery, like I think of a little girl wearing a little, you know, a little skirt maybe with a little tulle or something on it, and it's all shimmery and cute. So I thought this will just give it some nice shimmer. We need a few more, but I don't know if you can see that so far. Let me just pull it up. Look how cute that is. Little shimmery skirts. We just need a couple more, so maybe I can grab them this way. There we go. There's one. This might have been easier, although I needed a lot of them. So I'm just going to fill in wherever there's tape here so it's not sticky. Another one. Here's another little one. You might not be able to see what I'm doing. I might have pulled it down too far. There we go. I'm just going to shove that glue up there. Now I'm going to just push those in. And before I make a mess here, just give me a second here to get these back in this container. Here, I'll put the card in focus here. I don't want to lose any of these. They're so pretty. Like I can see myself using these for shaker cards, but you could just stick them on the card too for a little shimmer. Okay, there we go. Most of them are saved. Got there. Okay, so here's the finished card. So how cute is she with her little shimmery skirt? So cute. The sparkly skirt is perfect, Marilyn says. I thought so too. And then it's picking up some of the sort of silvery color in the ribbons there too. So if you want to get in on the draw for this card, just comment, like, and share. I see there's a little bit of shadow of something dirty there. Might have been a fingerprint that I had. So I always have, just going to grab it here, making some noise to find it here. It's stuck. This is my mono, let's turn it around the right way, mono adhesive eraser. And it is one of the, it's like a little sandpaper eraser. It's one of the things that I recommend. I'll put a link to those as well. It's something that I buy off Amazon, but I've got an exact link to it. And it just takes off a very fine layer of the paper. So if you've made a little boo-boo, or if you get a fingerprint, you can do that and it doesn't really affect the look of the card, but just takes that off. So Mark says, great card. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Nicole says, adorable. Carol says, cute. Phyllis says, that is adorable. I'm loving that ribbon idea. It's not yet 33. It's not yet here. It's already 33. Ay, hot. Oh, and there's an air show in Thunder Bay. That's so fun. Okay, so let's see here. Such a cute card, Nina says. Joyce says, so cute. Thanks, guys. I really had fun making that little card. So, all right, so let's see here. Let's go back to me. So thank you so much for joining me today. And just remember to like, comment, and share to get in on the draw for this card for next week. And I will be back again next week. And I will post the links for some of the things I mentioned here. And I'll be back with a newsletter next week too. Oh, I know what else I forgot. Let me just pull up this. If you haven't yet joined my catalog kickoff party, that is Friday, June 16th. And I'll put a link in there as well. This is going to be something that really showcases new items from the catalog. It's free. And as long as you're a Canadian Now demonstrator, it's free for you to join. So I really highly recommend that because I will have lots of fun things. Oops, there we go. At this party. So have a great weekend, everyone. Love the card and ribbons, Paulette says, and Kathy says, I could see a series. Seriously, there would be some cute stuff you could do with that. And Carol says she's looking forward to it. I'm assuming the catalog kickoff party. That's great. Watch for the links on everything. And thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, take care, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye now. Have a nice weekend. Bye.